So we left off on September 15th. So we had an extra live last Thursday, and we got a lot done, and we had an interesting development in the story. So I don't know if I should wait a little while. I don't know if you guys were there last time. I think many of you were. But hold on, let me do this first. So we read from end of May up until mid-September, which seems like a lot, but that's actually because there is a span of blank entries. Yeah, okay, so I'll update you. And then the problem is people are going to come in later and I'm going to have to say the same thing over and over again, but that's how it works. So last week we hit a point where there was a normal entry right here on July 9th, and then just blank entries until September 5th. And when we came back on September 5th. When we came back on September 5th, you'll notice that, make a pinned comment. I'll have to figure out how to do that. I've not tried that yet. But it's different handwriting. So we were talking a little bit about what that might mean. I have my own theories, and I think as we continue, I'll kind of share that. And a couple of you have actually reached out with some important information about that. But I think we'll read a little bit more today and then talk about it. And then I'll definitely talk about that in a video coming up. But if you guys have theories, he definitely, like what we went through last week, he came back and it seems like it's still in his voice, but written by somebody else. So there were theories that something medical happened and someone's writing for him. There. Okay. So I guess I'll keep going. Hopefully that was enough of a recap for you guys. Like I say, I don't really read ahead. I did kind of look ahead a little bit when I noticed the giant span of blank entries and then the change in the handwriting, but I haven't read the actual story that goes through it. So that's going to happen all together. So we left off on September 15th. So let me kind of scroll through here. And I did update the website today. I'm kind of like falling behind on that because we're moving so quickly. And we did 2 lives last week. So the other thing I'm working on is actually putting the live replays up on YouTube. I've done 2 of them. It takes forever to upload. So I'm working on it. I will catch up eventually. All right. So if you're new here, what we do is I just kind of type, and sometimes I'm typing from what I'm reading and other times you guys are helping me out. Please let me know if I can change the setup in any way to make it easier for you. Last time I was on, you were on June. Yeah, so actually, we were on May 20th, 2 lives ago. And then June, there was a full month. July, it stopped on... we did September 15th, sorry. It stopped on July 9th. He hasn't written since July 9th, and then it went till September 5th. Thank you for correcting me, Peace Girl. It's always like weird to start off, jump back in. Thursday. Okay. So basically, if you weren't here, the handwriting changes. So the handwriting has changed after that long pause in entries, which we're kind of still figuring out why and who the new writer is. All right, so I'm just going to start and you guys can chime in if you want to. And let me know, like I said, if you want the font bigger or whatever you need. So I see temperature 44 degrees this morning. Sounds a lot like him. Perhaps an illness. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And I will share a little bit later. I'll share why I think that, because I have some evidence that some of you sent me. So temperature 44 degrees this morning and a cold wind today. Thank you, Rachel. Dr. Herman called today. So we'll have to figure out who Dr. Herman is. Found my blood pressure normal. So it definitely seems like this new writer is still writing from Todd's perspective, which is interesting. How's he going to tell us the temperature, but not why he was gone for months? I know. I guess we'll have to just figure that out. I feel like he's giving us some hints found my blood pressure normal. So there's definitely something medical going on because he wasn't talking about that before at all. That was not a usual comment. Thanks. I didn't, think someone said your keyboard sounds so nice. That was an unintentional addition to this whole thing. I didn't even think you guys would be able to hear it. I don't know why, because it is kind of loud, but it's just a normal keyboard, but I think it sounds nice over the the live. That's funny. Keyboard ASMR. Diary ASMR. Okay. Friday, September 17th, 1943. Temperature 40 degrees. This AM. Thank you for sharing the live, guys, and thanks for the follows. You should follow me on YouTube too. No frost. I took a walk out in the yard this AM. What's going to happen when we finish the year out? Someone asked. I have 2 more diaries written by this, I want to say written by this guy, but he does die in 1944, so written by this family. I have 1944 and 1947. So we'll just continue. We might finish this diary soon at the pace we're moving, so. Okay, so I took a walk out in the yard this AM. Yeah, there's more. More diaries. And I told people before, I bought them on eBay, and the person who was selling them was selling a bunch more from the same writer. I didn't get my hands on all of them. They were sold separately, so I only got a few. I bid on a few of them, a few more, but I missed out on them, which is sad. Someone said, what are we doing? We are reading a 1943 diary. And no, Addie is not short for Adeline, it's just Addie. But you knew that. The person who asked. Okay, temperature 42 degrees. Windy today. This handwriting is actually a lot easier to read than his was. His was much more scratchy. No, I don't go live every day. I've been going live every Tuesday, and then last week we did like a bonus Thursday. I'm very busy. I'm in grad school and I work, so I can't do every day. All right, windy today. I walked out in the yard a little. But spent, yeah. Do you think that says but spent most of the afternoon in bed? Yeah, so something's definitely going on. Miss Kruger came out this PM. He's mentioned Miss Kruger a lot. We don't know who she is yet, but just stay all night. Tom, and sorry, my head's in the way. I don't know where best to put my face. I'll just scroll down a little and I'll put myself there. Tom and Bella. Is that, oh, maybe that's Zella? Someone asked how much were the diaries. They were all different prices because I was bidding on them, and they ranged. I think one of them I spent I don't remember off the top of my head. I think it was 20 something for a couple of them, and then one of them was 11. So they all started off at the same price, and I think it was $7 the starting bid, and I think it looks like a Z too. Everyone's saying it's Zella. So I can't remember off the top of my head, and every time people ask me this, and I mean to go back and check, but I forget. I did go back onto eBay though and message the seller just to ask if all of the diaries had been purchased that he had, and of course they had. They were gone, but I had to ask, could not. All right, Tom and Zella, that's a new name. And I got the diaries on eBay. Someone asked me where I got them. I'm trying to be better at rephrasing all of the comments that I'm answering, because when I download these for YouTube to give a replay, all of the comments go away. So sometimes it looks like I'm just talking to myself. I want to make sure people know what the questions were. Okay, Tom and Zella and Shirley. Those are all new names, I think. Called this evening. And someone said they've been looking forward to this since the last live, so thanks, me too. All right, so September 19th is blank. I think there's a few more blank entries. Someone said, why are people selling diaries on eBay? I think just like they're historical documents. They find them probably at estate sales or antique stores. It's a thing. It's a niche thing, but it's a thing. Okay. So Monday, September 20th. And someone asked if there was any drama recently. And there's something going on where the diary he stopped writing for a month, and after that it's a new handwriting. So that's definitely, I don't know about drama, but that's definitely like something is going on. Okay, so someone says, explain what you're doing. We're typing out a 1943 diary and figuring out who the diary writer was. And we are on September 20th. We're that far along at this point. So if you missed the first few lives, I have all of my information, our information that we found on the website that's linked in my bio. And I also am trying to upload our old lives to my YouTube. And I've made like recap videos and stuff to catch up. But yeah, it's cool. It's fun. Okay, I wrote 28. I meant 38. Temperature 38 degrees. Fire in furnace. Seems like summer was barely even a blip. He lives in Iowa. And yeah, I'm doing the 1944 one right after this. We'll just go right into it. Yes, I think it's two different writers. Someone on Instagram, I forget if it was, there's two people who were talking to me about the change in writing. And someone had a theory that something happened like neurologically and he had to learn how to rewrite. But I think that it's a different writer. Okay, temperature 38 degrees, fire in furnace. We drove. What keyboard are you using? I'm just using like a Logitech. I like don't even know what it's called. I got it on Facebook Marketplace. It's a Bluetooth Logitech keyboard. I think it just sounds nicer on the camera. I don't think it actually sounds that good, but you can look it up. I can give you the number if you want, if you really want it. Maybe I'll put it on the website. So he wasn't a soldier. He was 61 or 62 when he wrote the diary. This one. Oh, I have a lot of questions. Hold on. So someone said, is it a new writer? Yes, I think so. And why wouldn't they just start a new diary, I wonder? I think that diary writing is his thing, I think. And someone's kind of like transcribing what he's saying for him. That's what I think. Maybe he injured his arm or hand. Yes. And then someone said, can I get a glimpse at the other handwriting? So I'm just going to quickly because it's not too far away. So this is his handwriting that he was using most of the diary. And then it switches on September 5th. So there's a big stretch of no entries and then it switches. So hold on. And then someone had told me what they think the next thing says. So drove over to Walford, which is a town nearby. He lives in Fairfax, Iowa. And Walford's near that. After Edna got home from work, as she wanted to get her tires checked. Looks like male to female handwriting to Claudia. I agree. And I agree so someone said, yes, it seems like someone transcribing for him. It seems like that definitely. At first, I wasn't sure. But it seems like it's coming from his perspective. He's talking about not feeling well. They're still using Edna to refer. I feel like it's his wife writing. And his wife's name is Edna. And also his daughter's name is Edna. So I think it can't be one of them because they're mentioning like Edna and Edna. As if he's talking. So I don't know. I guess we'll just see as we keep typing. So Edna got home from work as she wanted to, hold on. She wanted to get her tires checked. Took a little ride around by Rogers. Thanks, I actually got that from someone in the comments and not from reading. And home. I might need some help with this one. I a house. I haven't seen the wife mentioned since the change in writing. The Edna talked about is his daughter. Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, I enjoyed, maybe? Yeah, I enjoyed. It can be tough because sometimes the letters from the top stretch down to the bottom. And hi, Marianne, I saw your comment. I enjoyed it and ate a good supper, which I have not been able to do for a few days. Okay. So before the switch in writing, he never talked about how he was feeling. He never talked about not being able to eat. He never talked about, like, going for a little ride was not a big deal because he was working every day and doing, working in his garden. He was going to actual work at the railroad. So there's definitely something has changed, and it is pretty sad. Someone says, I feel bad for the guy. I hope he gets to feeling better. Yeah, me too. And someone else asked, so far, do you find this person interesting? I find this story very interesting. It's interesting that a story like this, how close it got to being lost forever, kind of, Whoever sold that diary picked it up probably from an estate sale. I bought it on eBay. Thank you to everyone who's answering those questions because they come a lot with new people popping in. So this one's blank. So Lloyd, someone said, I love this because I'm visualizing like a movie. Yeah. Claudia, if you don't follow my actual page, you should, because I read a 1917 diary, and that's like my favorite part about it. So that one really is like a movie in my head. Hold on. You guys are commenting and I can't keep up. Yeah, it's written in the middle of World War II, sorry. The other one's written in World War I that I read. Okay, how many pages have I done? We've done all the way from January 1st to September 22nd. Oh, there's like too many comments. Everything's disappearing. What do you search to find things like this? You can search handwritten diary on eBay. And what you should definitely do before you buy anything is look through the description and like all the pictures and make sure that the diary is actually filled, because some people just Some people just sell these types of diaries empty. Like there's a collection market for that too. So just make sure if you're looking for an actual story, you look through the pictures and the description. Okay, so Lloyd, we found out, is his son. So Lloyd, Franny, where's the and symbol? And the boys were here. Oh, it's not. Oh, okay. Franny must be Francis. Yeah. Francis is, it's not Franny. Francis is is Lloyd's wife. Okay. See, it takes me a little while to get back into it. Lloyd, Francis, and the boys were here this evening. Kit, who he's mentioned Kit and Pauline before. Kit and Pauline also. I got out for a walk this morning. Yeah, we have to figure out who Kit and Pauline are. Right. Okay. Thank you for updating everybody. We're thinking he got sick and that someone's writing for him. Yeah, the handwriting has switched. So there was like a big pause in entries and now the handwriting has switched. If you see the letters DD, he means Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know because he's from Iowa. And I know, in New England, Dunkin' Donuts are everywhere, but I don't think over there. Oh, you mean like, hold on. This was a nice day. Just and boys. Did I write and the boys? All right. Comments are moving quicker than I can keep up with. Okay, I fixed that. So this was a nice day. Oh, that was somebody actually like telling me what it wrote. I thought someone was like, this was a nice day. Yeah. Edna washed. Edna mowed the lot by her house. So this is where it gets kind of confusing because Edna is wife and daughter. So his wife's name is Edna, his daughter's name is also Edna, and usually he would refer to daughter Edna with a DTR before, but he hasn't done this because I don't think it's him writing. So is this both the same Edna? Why would he say the name twice? But anyways, Edna is, she has a cabin by her father's house. So I guess she mowed the lot by her cabin. And I do have a map of the area. Let me finish transcribing this page and then I'll show you because we found out he does have a lot of land, or he did. So I also see Chet. Someone said Chet. That's a new name. Alice and children called this evening. They wanted to see Mrs. Gibson's house. Oh, I remember we saw this name last time. Is that not Ethel? Where? Which one are you talking about, Ethel? Oh, up where it says Chet. Yeah, now I see Ethel. I don't know. What do you guys think? Chet, Ethel, Chet? Okay, the one thing that I would do if this was my normal process, if I wasn't here on live with you guys and I had time to like actually click around, I would go back and find a time where he wrote the capital letter C, and I would compare. We can zoom in a little bit more. I mean, it does look kind of similar to his E, but I don't see another loop. Chet and Alice, husband and wife. I think that would make sense, yeah. Chet, Alice, and children. The Y in the sentence above is conflicting. Yeah, it makes it kind of look like there's a T there. This Y she's talking about, or they're talking about, I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to put Chet. Sometimes it's confusing, and the letters combined. So they wanted to see Mrs. Gibson's house. This word, name, Vavius, I think we figured it out last time. I totally forget what we decided on. But various. This diary belongs to a man named Todd Delaney, and he lived in Fairfax, Iowa. Vavrus. I feel like I see an I, unless that's, oh no, that's from Mrs. Okay. You feel so useful reading cursive. Yeah, it's a skill, and you'd love to do this. Do you do it for an archive? No, but people had sent me before. There was a website that you can do this. I just do this for fun, but you can do a volunteer transcription. He's not Irish, but his mother was from Ireland. I'm going to put Vavrus. I don't know. Because it's not various. It looks like it could be, but then it says they sold their farm. So it's like a family, like multiple. Temperature 47. Okay, you know what we could do? I meant to show you, I'll never be able to find the page that we were on again. But I did screenshot. I got this awesome map. I think it was Hannah or Becca. Either Hannah or Becca sent this to me. You guys both sent me so much cool stuff. This is a land ownership map from 1906. And it shows Thomas Delaney. All of this is his. All of this is his. And up here too. So I wonder if we could find that name if, we took some more time and looked closely. If they sold a farm, they probably owned a big chunk of land nearby. So this was from Ancestry, and I have on the website, I have a link to it. If anyone wants to go and, kind of scope that out. Let me find back where I was. 23rd. And someone asked me if I've ever tried to find living relatives. We've only been doing this for like 3 weeks. I know it seems like we've gotten so much done, which is true. Like, we've been plowing through this. So I haven't yet, but I'm a teacher. So I have April break coming up, and that's kind of like my plan for April break is I've gotten some leads. So my plan for April break is to reach out. But, I mean, it seems like we've been doing this forever, but we just started. And every time we have a live, we find out so much more, and we put more together. And I teach elementary art. So I'm like an art teacher for little kids. All right, Friday, September 24th. Temperature 47 and very windy. We have a fire. I don't know why I could not read that. We have a fire in the furnace. Someone said, do you highlight or note names that you're not sure of so you can come back to them later? Yeah, usually I do. I think. Let me know when I'm not frozen because my Wi-Fi is gone. Let me know when I'm not frozen. Can you hear me? Not frozen. Okay, thank you. That's all I needed. Someone said that I should make an Amazon wish list for a quiet keyboard. So, someone doesn't like the keyboard. Some people like it. But, yeah, maybe. Maybe I should. Someone said no. You like the ASMR. Okay, Saturday. Honestly, the keyboard was not even a thought in my mind. I did not think that was going to be any sort of conversation or anything people even noticed. So I walked out some today. Dr. Herman. I don't know, that looks like her ma'am now, but I'm frozen again. Am I frozen again? No? Yes? Not frozen. Okay, thanks. Someone said I was, so. I walked out some today. Dr. Herman called after dinner. We can probably find out the name, like how it's spelled. We could probably figure that out just from Ancestry and records from the time because it seemed like a pretty small town. So I'm sure he was the doctor for everybody. Yeah, it is today. Thank you. Someone said it's today, not day. Okay, so I felt pretty... Thanks. Yep, I fixed the today. I felt pretty good today. Edna went to CR this evening. And Miss Kruger came home with her. So we still don't know who Miss Kruger is. We know that CR, fix Herman. I don't know how to fix it because I don't know how it's actually spelled. We know that CR means Cedar Rapids because he's from Fairfax, which is right near Cedar Rapids. Sometimes he'll say C Rapids, sometimes CR, and it seems like whoever is writing the diary for him now is writing CR. So someone said hernium. Okay. If that's what you see. And we'll figure that out for sure later, but I don't like to get hung up on name spellings because I feel like every time I read them, they look a little bit different. Earlier it was Herman. Yeah, that's what I thought too. So someone asked, someone is writing the diary for him? We think so. Because in the beginning of the diary up until June, it was all the same handwriting. And then after June, or July, after July, there was a big span of empty entries, and now it's a different handwriting. Seeing your live makes my night. Thank you. That's really sweet. That makes me very happy to hear. Thanks for sharing that. And these diaries belong to, hey, Charlotte. These diaries belong to a man named Todd Delaney from Iowa. All right, so I'm going to keep going. Charlotte, I miss you. Okay, Sunday, September 26th, 1943. A real, yes, I'll show you the other handwriting right after we do this entry. A real nice day. We went for a short ride this afternoon. We went out to see where they were working on the new airport. Ooh, cool. That's something we could look up. I found, well, I didn't find, someone shared with me an awesome database where they keep an old, the Daily Iowan newspaper. So that's been really helpful. And we could definitely look up them building a new airport. I feel like that's pretty important. Took Mrs. Gibson, that's his mother-in-law. Took Mrs. Gibson along. Took her for a ride. Miss Kruger here for supper. We gotta figure out who Miss Kruger is. Lloyd, Francis, and David called this evening. Lloyd is Todd's son. Francis and David are Todd's grandsons, Lloyd's sons. So, yeah, people are thinking maybe it's his caregiver who's writing, maybe his nurse. Yeah, I'm thinking it's his wife, but... hold on. Someone's talking about being scammed. Hopefully not on here. Oh, Cicada Nebula, you've been here from the beginning. That's awesome. I can't scroll back enough, I think, to find where this comment is from. But okay. I'm from Brazil and I don't understand what you're saying, but your voice is satisfying. Oh, thanks. I've never been a fan of my voice on recordings, but I appreciate it. Can we see the other handwriting? Yes, sorry, I forgot. So that was the handwriting that's more like loopy and some people think more feminine. This is the handwriting from before. So it's definitely different. Oh, you were saying shouldn't buy a whole collection in case they get scammed and they're empty. Yeah, or just, you know, make sure that there are photos. I would love to get my hands on a whole collection. Or not a collection of diaries, but like a bunch of diaries from the same person. Which is kind of what we've got going on here, but it could have been so much more if we had gotten all of them, but oh well. I think the few that we got are going to tell a great story. Okay. So hopefully showing the other handwriting kind of like cleared things up for you, because it's definitely different. The other one is like a lot scratchier. A nice warm day. Edna and I drove up to see Ernest. Oh, that's another really tough. It's always the last names that are hard. Oh, is it Buresh? Because there was someone in the beginning with... Yeah, it must be. There was someone who passed away in the beginning of the diary with the last name Buresh. Okay, I'm going to go with that. Ernest Buresh about working on my signal at... No, not W. That looks like a W because of this. At N... I don't know. What do you guys think that says? At meet? I don't know. I think it's just like 2 letters. Someone asked if the other diaries I read, have they been men? No, the 1917 diary, that's like my passion project. That one was a woman, an 18-year-old girl. So that's like really cool. And someone said ND. Sure, we're going to go with that. I don't think it's NH. WA? Could be. It could be WA for Walford. And he works for the railroad, so that could be like his station at Walford. He does talk about going to Walford a lot. I'm going to go with that, I think. Because that makes sense. Okay. At WA, Edna did some work on her cellar windows tonight. I helped her some. Okay, so at least he was able to help, or maybe it's not him, maybe it's whoever's writing, I don't know. Edna is his daughter, and he's building, or he was before, like, this stop in entries, he was building a cabin for her and working on, like, digging the septic tank and putting in windows, and now it looks like they're fitting some cellar windows. I do have a picture of Edna, but I don't have it, like, oh, I actually think, hold on, I do have my slides up. This is what's on the actual website. I have, like, our entire transcription and all these interesting little tidbits that I've put in here. It's like a little, it's fun. I get to organize everything. But we have Edna right here. So that's his daughter, Edna. And that's like, this is his obituary from the newspaper. And then someone said, I saw you found his death certificate. Yeah, we have his death certificate here. And there's a clue in here as to what happened. And I guess, like, since that's come up, I can show everybody. But I'm also going to talk about this in another entry too. Hold on. Someone said, are you not scared you're going to get haunted by the ghosts of these people? I don't know. I'm not. I'm not scared of that. But when we zoom in, we can see a couple of really important, oh, I'm frozen. Worst time to freeze. Let me know when I'm back. Because this is important. I don't want to just, okay, thank you. Thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. So this death certificate here holds a lot of really important clues for what's going on in the diary. And I'm going to share this in a more, like, thought out video. But since you guys are here now, you kind of, like, get it first. But so this is the part of the death certificate that I've zoomed in on that says the cause of death. And he died of a cerebral hemorrhage in 1944, which is the next year, the year after. But it does say, yeah, people are commenting. So he had his first cerebral hemorrhage July 10th, 1943. So if we go back, the last entry was July 9th, I think. Yeah, it was July 9th. So on the last entry, he went swimming with his son, I think. And then after that, that's when he must have had his first hemorrhage, and it's really sad. So I think after that happened, maybe someone else is writing for him, and it does kind of like that. Once we have those pieces, it does make sense. I don't have any pictures of anyone else yet. He died from a cerebral hemorrhage. So brain hemorrhage. So what I'm going to do, what doctor is on the certificate? Yeah, that's what I was going to check too, actually. This is just like a picture of it, so it's not that. That's it. That's definitely the name, Harr, but I can't read it. But that's the same doctor he's mentioning. Maybe we can find it typed somewhere else. Maybe even in Ancestry sometimes. Oh, I'm frozen, sorry. What I was just saying is that the doctor's name is definitely the same on here, but I can't read it letter by letter. Is this journal written up until his death, or is it finished before? So that's where I can't tell you yet. So I will tell you that the handwriting, this like change in handwriting, stays into the next year. But we're just going to have to read to it, because I actually haven't read ahead either. I did like peek to see how does this go on. You're never frozen, I think, is other people's connection. I don't think so, because I have really bad Wi-Fi. It froze when I asked, but I see it says he's from Ireland. Was Edna biracial? She looks like it. He wasn't from Ireland, I don't think. Tom, it was his, or Todd, it was his father, or his mother. Dr. C. Herman. You think so? No, this isn't a game. This is just, well, I mean, it's fun, but we read through a 1943 diary and we're like figuring out who this person was. So it's a game in a way, but it's not an organized game. Okay. The fact that you saved this from being completely forgotten is crazy. Yeah, thanks. We're all kind of doing that together. Is this the guy that wrote the diary? Yes. That was his death certificate, yes. And the handwriting in the diary has recently changed, so we're not quite sure who's writing the diary at the moment, but it seems like it's at least coming from the same man's perspective. All right. Monday, September 27th, 1943. A nice warm day. Edna and I drove up. Oh, wait, I already did this. Did I? Yeah, I totally already did the same exact one. I'm sure you guys are all telling me that now. Yep, thank you. It's hard to keep track of so many different conversations happening at the same time. So we're on Tuesday. I start answering one question and then I am answering a different one. I don't finish my sentence, so I apologize. I must be like all over the place. Okay, temperature 52 degrees. A nice warm day. We left the furnace fire out today. Okay, that's good. Not too, hold on, I got distracted by a comment. Not too cold. So we left the furnace fire out today. They didn't have to light it. Edna did some more work on her cellar windows tonight. Nice. So Edna is building a cabin right now. In the beginning of the diary, it seemed like Todd, who was writing the diary, was doing that for her. But now he's not able to help as much because obviously he's had a pretty significant medical event. And someone asked, he died on the 28th of September, not this year. So this is the year before. Thank you. Someone said the next year. Thanks. It can get confusing. I probably didn't explain it that well either. Wednesday, September 29th, 1943. Temperature 52. No fire in furnace today. Roland and his daughter called to see me today. Edna worked on her cellar. Simon? Yeah, probably. Simon. Boland. So she's working on her cellar windows again. Someone asked if there was one from 1945. No, unfortunately. I have 19. Here's the ones I have. I've got 3. I have 1943, which is what we're working on. I have 1944, which is going to be probably the most interesting since all of this kind of like comes to a head in 1944. And then I have 1947, which should also be very interesting because how do these diaries continue? I don't know. And like I said, I've like poked through them to make sure they're all written by the same family or the same person, but I haven't actually read them. I'm reading them with you guys. And it is hard not to, but it's fun to see it all at the same time. So Thursday, September 30th, 1943. I got these on eBay. And other ones I've gotten, well, one other one that I have, I got from an estate sale. Hello. Good to see you too. Okay. Thursday, September 30th, 1943. A nice day. I took a walk in the morning. Did not go out in the afternoon any. I know someone said, what page are we on the Word document now? I tried to look in the beginning, but it wasn't telling me. So hold on. Let me look again. Nothing unusual today. Guess that's good. So I have it like really zoomed in. It's not telling me. I think because I have the view changed, I have it zoomed in and I have like the ribbon collapsed or whatever, but I could, hopefully I can figure that out. I have no idea. And the font is gigantic, so it's probably like hundreds. 100 by now. Okay. You found me today and you're so interesting. Oh, thank you. So if you haven't seen the other ones, I do make recap videos of each month that we've read in the diary. And then I also have our live replays. I've been putting them on YouTube. It's midnight, but I'm so invested. Oh, sorry it's so late. Oh, I'm glad you guys have found me. If you hover on the scroll bar, I know, I did. And, well, I hovered on the part that you grab, but I feel like it's not working. It doesn't, unless I click, hold on. No, it doesn't show it. That's why I'm confused, because I'm not that bad at technology. Usually I know to do that, and it's just not. Do you use Reddit? I can't help but I feel like there's a subreddit for this. No, I'm not really on Reddit. I'm trying to get onto Twitch, though. My boyfriend said that Twitch would be a good way to stream, and just in case, like, TikTok goes away. But I'm also on YouTube. All right, you're worried about his lawn and his potatoes. I know. Who's taking care of the potatoes? We'll find out, hopefully. I think actually in the last live, the writing had already switched, and he did harvest potatoes and had like a couple of bushels of potatoes. I do this live right now. This is only like the 5th time I've done it, but someone asked me how often do I do them. I've been on every Tuesday. And then one time I did an extra Thursday last week, but I've only done this like 5 times for this one. But I'm definitely like, I'm interested in doing this more because this has been really surprising and fun, and everyone's like really involved, and it's awesome. My YouTube channel is the same as my TikTok, and it's linked in my TikTok bio, but it's just things lost and found, and it has all pretty much the same stuff on there right now. But I have made a couple of live replays up there, and I've also made a couple of longer form videos on there too. So I'm definitely planning on like actually making videos more geared towards YouTube. I just don't have a lot of time. Right now I'm just trying to like back up my TikTok videos because I feel like I hope it doesn't end soon, but just in case, you don't want to lose them. So temperature is 60 this AM. A nice day. Someone said I missed a few lives. I have, I think, 2 of them uploaded so far, and I'm working on the others. The files are very large, and it takes forever. I use Google Docs, yeah, just not for this. I use Google Slides for, like, the transcription. But I use Google Docs, like, every day for work, but just not for this. Okay, hold on. Last time I was here, it was the June entries. Did the handwriting get better? So the handwriting changed. There was a big span of empty entries, and then when he came back on September 5th, so it stopped on July 9th, came back on September 5th, and it was a completely different writer. But it's still from his perspective. And what we found was on his death certificate, it listed a cerebral hemorrhage. I can never say that word. Cerebral hemorrhage in July. So that kind of explains. Why do you not use Google Docs? I use Google Docs all the time. I don't use it for this. I don't know why. Because this is just this transcription that I'm doing. I only do when I'm on live. I don't like ever need to access it anywhere else. So that's kind of why I've just put it on Microsoft Word. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I guess it just didn't really matter at the time. And for my job, I am an art teacher. A nice day. I walked down to Clarence's this AM. Wallace. I teach kindergarten through 5th grade. Mostly the little ones, K to 2. Okay, so the Wallace Seltzer? I feel like that says Seltzer. Or Selger. Maybe it's Selger. Yeah, it is a big age range. I used to teach pre-K to 5. And like I would teach the 5th graders and the kindergartners in one day. But now it's mostly K to 2. Like most of my days are K to 2. And then one day is 3 to 5. Wallace J. Slezer. Wallace. I don't see a J. I'm going to put Selzer. And we'll figure it out. Oh, you think? Well, I don't know. I definitely see something coming down here that looks like a Z. A cursive Z. Just going to leave it and we'll figure it out. Maybe it's someone who lives nearby and we could find them on Ancestry. He has a few days at home. Oh, so maybe he's not from nearby if he's just visiting, but you're reading the 1940 census. Okay, I missed if you said anything before. Selzer. Okay, cool. You found that name in the census. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to stick with Selzer then. I've transcribed World War II area letters for a museum. It's such important work. Yeah, it's really cool. I wrote caller. It's like unlocking a like piece of history that's you know, I don't know. It's cool. In the other diary that I read, it's interesting because this is a perspective from the World War II era. The other diary that I read is from World War I, like the beginning, not the beginning, but when the U.S. entered World War I. So she's like documenting when the president sent a proclamation about the beginning of the war, and she's documenting her family going off to the Army and the Navy. And it's just like really, it's interesting to read a firsthand account. Okay. Saturday, October 2nd, 1943. Edna went to CR. I like whatever pen they're using right now this evening. So CR is Cedar Rapids. Miss Kruger came home with her. Mrs. Gibson's house was sold today. Oh. Mrs. Gibson is his mother-in-law. Mrs. Will Harrington bought it. 6 people bid on it, but she was the highest bidder, the high bidder. It sold, hold on, I'm reading faster than I can type. It sold for $1,100. Ridiculous. I'm laughing to myself because I'm trying to buy a house right now. And you're not looking at bids for $1,100. Let me tell you that. That is nuts. Yeah, I hope so too. Someone said hopefully you can give these to family. I was telling people before, because I'm a teacher, I have my April break coming up. And I'm planning on spending that time trying to like reach out. I just don't have much time between work and grad school to, first of all, kind of like figure out, is this actually a family member? And then to draft something, because I want to be as respectful as I can be, you know. A nice day. Temperature 38 this morning. Warmed up a lot during the day. Mrs. Gibson, Nellie, Edna, and I took over around the city. I don't know, it's kind of like on the side. What do you guys think about that? Over around it wouldn't be colony. Lodge? Is colony a word that they'd be using in 1943? I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna write colony then. It looks like it's capitalized. Definitely ends in a Y. Let me open up the actual diary because I think the picture I took is also a little, like, smushes off the side. Oh, wait. I don't think it's quarry. But that was he did mention a quarry a little while ago. Hold on. What day are we on? October 3rd. What day is it? It's October 3rd. Do you guys get that reference? It does look like it says colony. Oh, there's a town called Colroy or something. No, it's not Gilmore Girls. It's Mean Girls. That's funny. I like Gilmore Girls too, though. I grew up watching that. I don't know. There's a town that I can't remember the name of nearby, and it's like Colroy or something. So maybe I'll just put that in there too, and we'll figure it out later. There was one thing that I was thinking of in the last entry. Oh, hold on. I didn't finish that sentence. I didn't finish the whole entry. Okay, hold on. Wait. Where am I? Okay. Around colony. Kit, Pauline, Lucille called in the evening. Okay, so what I was thinking of in the last entry is I'm just still wondering who is writing this, and if it's Edna, but it's Edna talking from his perspective, so I guess it makes sense. She wouldn't be calling Mrs. Gibson Mrs. Gibson. He would be, because Mrs. Gibson is Edna's mother. So confusing. That's not making any sense to anyone, I think, so I'll just move on. But they're from Fairfax, Iowa. Someone said, where are they? They're from Fairfax, Iowa. It's near Cedar Rapids. So they're talking about Cedar Rapids a lot. Monday, October 4th, 1943. What am I doing for grad school? Sorry for all the questions. No, don't be sorry. I'm sorry that I keep getting distracted. I'm going for art education. In Massachusetts, where I live, you have to get a master's within 5 years of starting to teach, so I've been working on that. Quite chilly this AM. Temperature 34 degrees. Edna. Oh, Edna Sr. He hasn't said that before. He said DTR Edna. Or is it Edna Jr.? Yeah, I am already teaching, yes. You need to go, after you start teaching, you need to continue to go to school to get a master's degree. So I have a bachelor's degree and a teaching license, but I have to get my master's. You didn't get senior? That's interesting because he never used senior before. He just said DTR for daughter. So I feel like this is Edna Sr. talking to us. Okay. Edna Sr. went down to Mrs. Gibson's house to get some things ready for her for the junk man to haul away. Wonder why she's moving. Or where she's moving. Catherine helped her. Ernest Baresh called here this evening. Someone said there's a Conroy about 25 miles south. And someone else said, I'm a legal transcriptionist. Please join our team. Oh, you think she passed away? Why do I feel like he's interacted with her recently? I could check. That would be sad. Ernest Burrish called this evening. I feel like it would have been mentioned, but I'll check. Also, Lloyd Francis. And children. Someone said Mrs. Gibbons. No, it's Mrs. Gibson because Mrs. Gibson is his mother-in-law. So Edna, his wife, her maiden name was Gibson. Okay. Temperature 36 this morning. So we're talking about the weather again. That's interesting. Her mom passed in 1949. Okay, so she's not passed. She's just moving. Maybe, he said sold her land, so maybe she had quite a bit of land and it was too much for her. He was mowing her lawn for her and stuff and planting potatoes for her or beans. All right, so temperature 36 this morning, a fine day. Edna finished putting her cellar windows in tonight and has a bonfire in the lot back of her house. Oh, interesting. So where did you find this diary? I got it on eBay. This one. Did I say and has it? And had a bonfire. Wonder if she burned the old windows. I missed the whole of his summer. So we went up to July, like past the 4th of July, he went to fireworks. And then on July 9th, he went swimming in a quarry with his grandsons, I think. After that, he had a span of, he uses 2 words for bonfire, so I'm keeping it 2 words. There was a span of blank entries. And after that, it came back with new handwriting. So we've been kind of like figuring out why there is new handwriting and who is writing since then. So there really wasn't much of a summer. It went from July to September. So we don't really have all of August or most of July. So that's why it seems like we've made like tons of progress, but it hasn't been that much. Okay, so, well, it has, but, it hasn't been as much as it seems. All right, so she had a bonfire in the back lot of her house. The doctor called today and said I was getting along good. That's good. Someone said, have I done this before? I transcribed and like researched, and I've been working hard on figuring out the story between a 1917 diary, but I haven't done, that one's not live. Like I did that one on my own, and then this whole live diary reading thing is new. So this is the first time I've done anything like this, but it's the second diary I've gone through, if that answers your question better. This is the second story we're working on. Blank. Oh, I took 2 pictures of that one. Okay. Wait. Oh, I think... Hold on. Let me double check. I think the 7th is also blank. But I might have just forgotten to take a picture. I just moved through them really quickly and snap pictures. I don't read them. So sometimes I mess up. No, 7th is the blank too. Thursday. I type out every day because people in the beginning wanted me to. And I put the commas in the right place. Or I try to. I'm not perfect. It's in pencil? What's in pencil? No. It just... Wait. I think it's, let me look. I think it's going through the page. It does look like that, though. September. Sorry, I'm just flipping through. I'm looking for October 8th. Or 7th. No, so it looks like that, but it's actually it's October 8th going through the page because the pages are very thin. Please show what October 5th said. October 5th said, temperature 36 this morning, a fine day. Edna finished putting in her cellar windows tonight and had a bonfire in the back of her house. The doctor called and said I was getting along good. Okay, so let's move on to the 8th since we've figured out that that's just was going through the page. I went to CR, which is Cedar Rapids, and had 2 teeth pulled. It was a nice day. Oh, I didn't know you could get 2 teeth pulled and have a nice day at the same time. October 8th. 1943. Oh, it's the same entry again. Okay. Thank you. I took 2 pictures of the same day. It's never a nice day when you go to the dentist. I agree. Hate the dentist. A very nice day. Nellie came out on the bus. Someone said, how old was he here? He was like 62 or 61. Nellie came out on the bus and was here for supper. We drove out to the cemetery in the afternoon to attend the burial of Andrew Russell. Miss Kruger and Edna picked some apples tonight. Legion something brought me some fruit today. So what do we think that says? Legion something. Is that auxiliary? Yes, thank you. We've encountered that word in here before. Aux. Okay, there were a couple of questions. Do I prefer this handwriting? I don't know if it's easier to read, definitely. It's definitely quicker to read. You're eating an apple right now. So some people have commented, did he ever mention an injury? Because not writing for himself and not helping Edna with the window. Yes, he didn't. He's mentioned like not feeling well, and he's mentioned like he's alluded to an injury, and what we've kind of put together is that on his death certificate, it says he had a cerebral hemorrhage on July 10th. So that's we've kind of figured out that's what the injury was. Someone, thank you. I see the M now. So Legion Auxiliary brought me some fruit today. Sunday, October 10th, 1943. A fine day, Miss Kruger here. We took a short drive in the afternoon. Mrs. Gibson went along. I have a picture of Mrs. Gibson too. I can show her again. Mike Bowler and Mary Ellen called today. Was Miss Kruger mentioned before July? Yes, he mentioned Miss Kruger a lot. We still don't really know who she is, but he's mentioned her quite a bit. I was trying to, hold on, let me go back to the entry that we were on. I have a picture of Mrs. Gibson. So I keep all of this stuff on my website that I put together. And that is here. At the end, I have all pictures of people that we found. The file is getting very large. We've got cool stuff in here, like the railroad map. Everything you guys send me, I kind of like stick in here somewhere. That's his death certificate that we talked about. This is Mrs. Gibson. So Mrs. Gibson is his mother-in-law. And, I mean, that's like a younger picture of her, but that's what I've got, so. I haven't found any pictures of Todd yet. He has not mentioned that he fought in World War I, but if you found records of that, please send them to me. I haven't looked that closely. You love the tapping of the keyboard or my finger? And someone said, man, to get so many phone calls. It could be phone calls, or it could be, sometimes they said like someone called on them and it was they came to visit. So it could be kind of both or one or the other. I don't know. Okay, so, and Mary Ellen called today. Done with that one. Monday. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Okay, so I'm glad you think they're satisfying and not annoying. Temperature 52 this a.m. Leaves are falling fast. Lloyd and Francis. I'm just going to put this. Lloyd and Francis. So Lloyd is his son and Francis is the daughter-in-law. Yeah, Miss Kruger could be Edna's friend. I'm not sure. And I don't know if it's daughter Edna's friend. So actually, let me start over. Miss Kruger is definitely Edna's friend because they're mentioned together often. But I don't know if it's daughter Edna or wife Edna. I'm not sure. So Lloyd and Francis were out this PM. They live in Cedar Rapids, so they must have been there to visit. Raymond Reeds had a little girl born today. Edna worked on Mrs. Gibson's cellar window today. Okay, I wonder, when he mentioned Mrs. Gibson selling her Did he say her house or did he say her land? Because now Edna's working on Mrs. Gibson's cellar window. Did Mrs. Gibson just sell off her land? I'm going to go out and find it. Okay. No, her house. So maybe, I don't know, she must have already moved into another house? Okay. Whatever, we'll figure it out. You think Mrs. Gibson built a house? Why does he not say tonight or this morning? I don't know. Maybe needed fixed before selling. Yeah, maybe. Could have moved somewhere smaller. Yes. House, junk man came. Yeah, you're right. You're right. His name is Todd Delaney. And all of his information that we've found... Sorry, my tripod moved. All of his information is on our website that I made. I put everything together on there. So if you want to help research, everything is there for you. Tuesday, October 12th, 1943. The weather was very unsettled today. It rained. Oh, did I say Tom Delaney? I keep saying that. It's Todd Delaney. For some reason today I keep saying Tom. Todd. And his, oh wait, no. His full name is Thomas, I think. Or am I getting all confused now? He goes by Todd, but I think that his full name is Thomas Delaney. Yeah, it is. I said Todd? Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's both. And the website is on my TikTok. You can click on the bio. It has a link in there. You can click on it. Yeah, full name Thomas, sorry. So it is Tom, so I'm not wrong if I say that, but I don't know why today I keep saying Tom. It rained quite heavy in the afternoon and evening. Bob McGee, his mother, and Norman called this morning. The Delaney you know is 24. Okay, so I don't think it's this guy. But maybe he's related. I don't know. Hopefully we'll find some relatives soon. Wednesday, October 13th, 1943. Another cold, windy day. I did not feel quite as good today. I know, it is. Someone said it's breaking my heart that this is his last autumn. Yeah, it's really weird. It's a weird relationship. It feels like you get to know the guy. And you're seeing, you know how it ends, like, and he doesn't at this point. And it's an interesting and strange feeling. Okay. I don't know what... Oh, okay, so I did not feel quite as good today and in the evening. I had, a weak spell. Oh. And was very nervous. That's really sad. We had Dr. Herman... Now I feel like it says Herman with 2 R's and 2 N's at the end. Come over. He did not seem to know what caused the attack. Oh, that's really sad. Quite so good. Thanks, guys. I know, it's like you're waiting for the shoe to drop. So, according to a census in 1940, Edna was 31, Todd was 59, and Mary Edna, his wife, was 58. Yeah, so that kind of puts him at early 60s here. All right, so let's move on. Hopefully he starts to feel better. Thursday, October 14th, 1948. Temperature, 38 this a.m. A raw, windy day. Edna went to see this evening to do a little shopping and get Mrs. Gibson's radio. I did not feel so well today. I put 1948, sorry. 43. I think I'm probably writing, I feel like I do that a lot, so I've probably written a couple of the years wrong. Okay. So one thing I realized I forgot to do is usually I plan out the next live before I go live today, but the next one's going to be next Tuesday at the same time, 6:30. So I'll put on my page a link that you can register, because that seems to really help a lot of people get notifications. So that'll be up there. Like right after I close this one, I'll set that one up. Friday, October 15th, 1943. Real cold. I know I put 1948 and I changed it back. And I'm in Eastern time zone, Massachusetts. Real cold today. Dr. Herman. It might be Hermam. I don't know. Called today. I did not feel so good. It's almost 1 a.m. in Ireland. Oh. Sorry it's so late. I could go a little earlier next week. Or at, a different time or a different day. I'm a little bit more flexible because I have April break from work. But I think it's nice to keep it kind of consistent for people. Okay, so Saturday, October, someone said Vavra for the name earlier. My neurologist's name is Dr. Herman. Okay. 9:50 a.m. in Australia. Hey, you guys are almost opposite. April break is, I'm a teacher, so we have like a week-long break in April. Okay. Saturday, October 16th. 1943. A killing frost tonight. Thanks for whoever wrote that. I saw it. Temperature 34 degrees this morning. I'm in the future, yeah. Lloyd, Francis, and DNR. And DNR must be David and Roger, because David and Roger are his grandsons. Someone said our kids are on break here now, March 31st till April 17th. That seems like a long time. Okay. Oh, in Australia? Yeah, maybe they have different. We have a February break and an April break, so maybe they smush them into one. Okay. Oh, they came out this PM. They helped Edna. It feels like it too, yeah, I'm sure. They helped Edna move the... Does that say heatilator? We'll have to figure out what a heatilator is. I've never heard that before. What's a heatilator? Sounds fake. Why don't you include the names in parentheses after the initials? I could, but I just feel like I'm just typing what he writes, and yeah, heatilator is an interesting word. Like a fireplace? Okay. And get the storm windows out of the haymow. Yeah, that's a couple of words I don't know. Out of the haymow. Maybe that's like a barn? Brand of fireplace. Oh, heatilator is a brand of a fireplace. Okay. Combines heater and ventilator. Draws cool air and releases as warmer air. Oh, cool. You learn something new every day. Okay, Nellie, now do you know it? Yeah, upstairs of a barn. Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Haymow is an upstairs of a barn. Nellie came out and was here for supper. Dr. Herman, every time I feel like, I don't know. Every time I spell it differently, but we will figure it out. I'll find it on some document or something and fix them. I'll go back and fix them. Called this PM for a short while. Mr. Krull brought us a nice something of, I don't know, tonight. A nice lot, of turnips. Oh, cool. Yeah, thanks, guys. A nice lot of turnips. So one thing I wanted to do before that I forgot right now was, I have the map all the way at the bottom. I have a map that shows Todd, or it says Thomas, but like Todd's land. What's interesting too is this name Dvorak came up a couple of times, so that makes sense. That's a neighbor. But I did notice when I was looking, am I going to be able to find it? I saw Gibson. I saw the name Gibson on here. I thought. Maybe I didn't. I swear I saw land that belonged to Mrs. Gibson, but maybe that was, I guess not. I don't know. Okay, never mind. If I find it, I will share it on here, but I swear I saw where, maybe it was on a different map. It might have been on a different map that I saw the name Gibson, but Gibson is, you see it on here? Tamlin, Beebe, Whitney, Clintock, Spurrier, Delaney. That's Parkinen something. Sliner. Murphy. That's Giddings. Yeah, I don't know. That's Knickerbocker. I'll have to find it. Can you show the death certificate again for the doctor's name? Yeah, since I already have this up, definitely. The city... Oh, the city of the doctor. It looks like Mizole, Iowa. M-I-S something L-E. Yeah, it was Giddings. I thought Knickerbocker is a funny name. So this is the name of the doctor. It's even harder to read here, I think, but maybe it's written somewhere else more neatly. I haven't really looked through everything really carefully, but I don't know. I could look more closely later, but we'll do a few more entries. Right now it's 8 o'clock where I am. I usually go later than I should, so I'm thinking I will sign off at 8:30 today. Midzel, I think he spelled his name wrong. Herman is a common German surname. Yeah, it's possible that it could be spelled wrong. And someone said this is also all located in her link. Yes, all of this stuff I'm showing you guys, the maps, and it's all on the diary webpage, the website. Yeah, the doctor's name is bound to show up in a local paper. Yes, I haven't searched it yet because we didn't have his name. I know we could finish tonight if we really wanted to. Sorry, tripod. If we really wanted to, we could plow through the rest of it. But I don't know if I'm up for that. Okay, so someone brought... Did someone say... I think someone said they think it's Noel. Someone brought him some turnips. Someone said, hi, why am I always late? If you're late, you should register for the next event. Because it will notify you, when I go live, it will send you a thingy. And I'm going to upload the lives. Someone said krill. I'm going to upload the lives to YouTube. Hopefully soon. It just takes a long time to upload. The town is called Fairfax, Iowa. All right, so we're on Sunday, October 17th. Temperature 24 degrees this morning. The something we're frozen. Last night. What do we think? The Canas? Is that a... I don't know. What do you guys think? Carrots? Oh. No. I don't know if it's carrots. C-A... I can zoom in. Canna lilies. Oh, is canna lilies? Canna's flowers? I was wondering if canna's was a flower. Maybe carrots. I don't think it's carrots because I think this is a G from the morning above. I think I see C-A-N-N-A-S. If that is, yeah, a type of flower. I thought it was canna lily. I had heard that before. Someone said, how much are the diaries? I bought these for, each one was a different price because they were all sold separately. I think a couple of them were like between 10 and 15, and then one of them I paid, I think, like 25 for, but no, I didn't get the diary from Etsy. I got it on eBay. It's actually a physical diary that I've just taken pictures of here. It's not a digital thing. The cannas were frozen last night. Edna and Nellie put on all the storm windows downstairs. But the kitchen ones. Yeah, we figured out who's writing. His name is Todd Delaney in Iowa, Fairfax, Iowa. And someone said, what state are you in? I'm in Massachusetts. The diary takes place in Iowa. But the kitchen ones, they put the windows in the front porch too. Okay, hold on. So I wonder, is he talking about Mrs. Gibson's house, or is he talking about Edna's house? Because he was building Edna's cabin, and Edna was working on putting in storm windows. I don't know. Yeah, okay, so let me keep going. Sorry, I was reading comments, but Mrs. Ramsey. Oh, hold on. Yeah, Mrs. Ramsey passed away today. And that is sad. But that's another name that we could look up, because just from saying that, we have a name and we have a death date. So that's enough information to place who Mrs. Ramsey was and figure out maybe how she was connected. Monday, October 18th. A nice warm day. Temperature was 36. Early in the AM. But warmed up a lot during the day. So, me and 349 other internet nerds, and then like eyes in the mouth. That's funny. That's how I feel. I was just gonna say something and then I forgot. Oh, hold on. Let me finish the sentence first. Temperature was 36 early in the AM, but warmed up a lot during the day. What was I gonna say? Oh, okay. So in the beginning of the diary, every entry that this man wrote started off with the weather. That's why we called him the Weatherman until we figured out who he was, like his actual name. But once the writing switched, one of the comments that people were making was, oh, that they're not mentioning the weather as much. Like, this definitely isn't him talking because he's not mentioning every day the weather. And it almost seems like whoever is writing the diary for him now is kind of like learning his format. And now I feel like they've kind of fallen into it, where now they're starting off with the temperature and like the weather that day, which is kind of cool. Okay, so warmed up a lot during the day. I did not feel at all good in the AM, but felt much better in the afternoon. And sat out in the sun about 2 hours. I'm imagining him sitting in a big comfy chair while his wife is writing at the desk. Yeah, I know. That's kind of what I pictured too. Like in the living room at the end of the day. It's cool how you can picture all that just from reading this. Okay, so sat out in the sun about 2 hours. The doctor called today and found my blood pressure normal. In front of the fancy heatilators. Yeah, actually, wasn't that the daughter, though, or Mrs. Gibson who had a heater-later? I can't say it. Heatilator. I think they have a furnace. They have a fire in the furnace. I picture a fireplace. Seems cozy. I wonder if like Halloween will be interesting. Sounds like he feels off, but nothing is coming back concerning. Yeah, especially since he had that episode. I don't know if you were here when this happened, but probably a couple of weeks ago in the diary now. He said he felt really weak and, he was really nervous. And then the doctor came over and it couldn't really figure out what was going on. So yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of symptoms that aren't being really explained. A fine day, real warm. I walked out a little today. Kit. Gotta figure out who Kit and Pauline are. And Lucille. Kit, Pauline, and Lucille called this evening. I'm thinking they're probably family members because they're around so much. Who he hasn't mentioned lately is Lloyd, which is his son. Lloyd and David and Roger. Those are his son and grandsons. Modern day, only 1 in 4 people survive a cerebral hemorrhage. I can't imagine how in the dark they were. Yeah, it's true. That's a big medical issue too. And even back then, even the little things. That's one thing, the 1917 diary that I read, it's crazy. Like, you'll read an entry where, this person has German measles. And people are so sick all the time. And everything you look up has a vaccine now. Like, not every illness, but, most of the illnesses that really put them out for months and months and people were really worried about them, they're now treatable in like a week. And you don't even, like scarlet fever, now they treat that before it even becomes scarlet fever. So it's pretty crazy. I think scarlet fever is the one that comes from strep, if I remember correctly. Strep that goes on for a while. Anna Luella Ramsey, I found her death certificate, same doctor. Great. Sad, but can you send that to my Instagram or my email? I think only my Instagram is linked, though. Someone said, do people need assistance walking after a hemorrhage? I don't know. I'm sure that sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, but it sounds like this guy wasn't very mobile afterwards. Like, it was a big deal to get around. Like, it was a big deal to take a short walk back. All right, so we're gonna finish this entry and then I think I'm gonna log off then because I don't know what's going on. Around the yard this AM, but stayed in bed all afternoon as I felt weak and nervous. That's sad. Thursday, October 21st, 1943. A very windy day, but warm. I did not feel at all well today. That's what just happened. I just froze up a few times. You've been engulfed in this since you clocked out of work. You're door dashing your dinner. That's hilarious. That makes me feel so happy. It's such a weird, niche thing, but I'm glad that I can share it with you all. It's fun. Okay, a nice warm day. I walked out in the yard a little in the forenoon, then came in and went to bed. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna log off. I'm logging off because it's just chopping in and out. So I'm going to go make the link for the next live. If you go to my TikTok page, there's a link to register, or there will be. So just give me 2 minutes after I close this. And I'll see you guys next week. It'll be same time, same place, and we'll start off right on October 22nd. So good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but I really appreciate you being here and waiting it out. Bye-bye.